And now there is a call today for improved mental health services in England for those at risk of taking their own life. An NHS report marking World Suicide Prevention Day claims that there's not enough support for patients, especially those who are battling addictions and are alienated from their family. Well, we're joined now by Georgina Titley, whose father took his own life. Georgina, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is World Suicide Prevention Day today. It's obviously something that's very close to your heart because of what happened to your dad. What is the message that you want to put out there today in light of what you've experienced?
That suicide is a very permanent solution to very temporary problems. There's always somebody that's willing to listen to you, and there are always people who care. So to everybody out there, I just suggest starting conversations with those you love and those you care about. Ask them how they are, and let people know that there's nothing to be afraid of with speaking out.
Because your dad, Paul, was just 49,
yeah.
Had a loving family. You had no idea
No.
he was contemplating doing this.
Absolutely no idea at all.
And that's an experience you hear so much from people whose families are affected by suicide.
Yeah, it's actually frightening how many people I've spoken to over the last couple of years who have said the same thing, that they had no idea, just come out of nowhere. And you know, the people that usually seem to be the happiest are the people that are taking their own lives. And it's just frightening. It's frightening statistics.
Male suicide rates have come down, which is good news, but still 6,000 people every year in the UK take their own lives. It must be a very difficult conversation to start. We always hear that, particularly for men, you know, they're the dads, they're the breadwinners, they're meant to be macho. So it's very difficult to start a conversation by, I don't know, saying I feel a bit low or there's something not right. I mean, looking back on it now, how would you encourage people to start conversations with their dads or their brothers or their husbands?
A lot of people say to the people that are feeling down or low to reach out, but when you're in that dark space, it's very, very difficult to say that you're struggling. So it's down to everybody really to look out for each other, to really speak to each other and not just say, you know, you're all right.
Because people will always go, I'm fine, thanks, how are you?
Exactly. And I say to people that don't just listen to what somebody's saying, listen to their body language as well. You know, if you've noticed something's not quite right with them, then ask them if they want to go for a cup of coffee or a walk or something, just to get them talking, as a lot of people find it quite intimidating talking face to face. So doing an activity such as going for a walk or a drive where you're not face to face, that can help people open up a little bit easier as well.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you talk about it being a final solution to problems that are temporary or perhaps solvable, because what's left behind is a family, a daughter like you, who will always ask questions and think, what more could I have done? And I mean, just put me in your shoes as to what life is like when your dad takes his own life and you're left with so many questions. A
lot of guilt. I think guilt is one of the biggest emotions.
Which I'm sure is the last thing he'd have wanted you to feel.
I probably could agree with that, but you can't help it because you think, you know, I should have noticed that something was wrong. Despite how good of an actor he was at showing that nothing was wrong, I still feel that I should have noticed that he was a little bit out of character perhaps, because when you look back after, things start to make a little bit more sense and you can put two and two together and notice things which weren't noticeable at the time.
And Georgina, how has that affected your mental health? Because that's life-changing for you and your family, what's happened.
Yeah, massively. I mean, that's changed me and who I am for the rest of my life. I'll never be the same person again. It's made me want to encourage people to speak out about mental health, but it's also made me want to do more about it. I calling for government to take action to start helping. We need more money, more funding, so that services are available for people immediately, because the wait lists are too long. If somebody's feeling suicidal, they need help immediately. As for my mental health, I've struggled with depression for a very, very long time. I'll openly admit that, and I take antidepressants daily, and if I don't take them, then it's immediately noticeable that I haven't taken them because my emotions start to play havoc. But yeah, there just needs to be more services available immediately because it's just not enough at the moment.
Yeah, so you're somebody who's talking very openly, not just to people you know, but on television to raise awareness, which is incredible. And again, sparks a debate and fuels a conversation that needs to be had. But even though you're talking openly and getting help, you don't feel it's enough?
No, I don't feel it's enough because I've been in the situation that my dad was in. I've attempted suicide myself, so I've been in that really dark spot, and I know just how difficult it is to say, look, I'm really struggling, I need some help. And when you feel like that, it's one of the hardest things to do. So it's not just down to you to reach out, it's down to everybody around you to reach in, I guess, to help you and help get you the support that you need.
And just have a bit of understanding, and if someone says they're fine, just talk to them more.
Yeah, look a bit deeper.
Georgina, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you, coming on TV to talk very bravely and openly about suicide, mental health and World Suicide Prevention Day. Lovely to meet you, Georgina. Thank you so much, Georgina Titley.